Hello everyone, this is D1 here on Gemmy Master Animatronics, along with
Green Science Boy.
And today we're going to be reviewing an item again that I already have reviewed before. Now this is an unreleased Gemmy life size from about the year 2011, maybe 2012. This is Mr. Bones, spelled M-I-S-T-E-R, because of course it has to be a pun. So what this basically is, it is a life-size prisoner skeleton in a black chair. And he shakes, his mouth moves, and he lights up and fog comes out. But of course, I already reviewed this item on here, but it was very different because it moved a lot differently than it does now. And there was a lot of extra staticky, like radio sounds coming through his speaker, and a lot of times he wouldn't work fully. On the rare occasions he did, I filmed him, and the mouth just kind of moved about that speed, up and down constantly, and he kind of shook back and forth a little bit, and he lit up, although one of his LEDs was shattered. But now he actually works tremendously better than he did before. I didn't think he could work better. I just thought the sound was an issue. Yeah, so he has been restored a second time to a full scale. Initially when I fixed this, the chair was completely decimated and shipping because it's resin, it's very brittle. And so I epoxied the whole chair back together, and then we now have done a lot more to it. For example, the outfit was dirty and we cleaned extensively the shirt and the pants and the hat. We put extra foam padding so that the mouth does not clack. And we also did some board work on him, and the staticky sound is now gone. And also, he works so much better than before. Like he shakes like a Distortions professional prop, basically. His mouth moves extremely fast, he shakes very violently, and he now also smokes. So smoke comes out from underneath his hands when he's being electrocuted.
Yeah. So what I find really interesting about this piece in particular is that a lot of SVI items will smoke because they have like an external fog machine attachment and some things from other companies. But this is more self-sufficient because it just has a misting feature with a fan in the back that's built into the chair with, like, I guess I'll say a ventilation system where the fan will push the smoke or the mist through the two sides of the chair. It's very interesting.
Yes, and so as you can see, his hands and feet are resin, his teeth are resin. The head is kind of like a produced plastic, but a little different. There's a sensor in his nose that is unused, and instead that one being used, there's a sensor right there on the chair. And then he is also activated by pulling down the red lever. And there's a miniature, small, cheap inflatable fan, one of the black ones that's in the chair that spins, and that pushes the mist out. And there's basically a Cauldron Witch mister in the chair that produces the smoke effect. And yeah, he has a few phrases, not too many, but there's enough, and he's just really cool and unique. And Roy, you have anything else you want to say?
Not really, except that this is, I think, one of my favorite modern Gemmy items of all time.
It almost seems like an older item that was scrapped and they brought it back with a newer head.
Yeah. It's a very cool piece. Like, there's nothing like it, Like, there's a few electrified or electrocuted props on the market, which is like my alley. I'm really big on electrocution props. I think this may very well be the best one.
Yes. And there's a few reasons why I don't think this was made. First of all, if it was working like it did before at the expo, not many people would have purchased it with the look and the animation, but also just the setup of this guy is very unuser friendly. It's very difficult. There's 3 springs you have to attach to the chair and screw in. There's about 3 or 4 cables you have to connect, and it's all very tricky to do. It's not just like lock this into place and connect that and it's done. It's very complex of a setup, so not very commercial, I guess, or marketable in that way, but it's a really cool item and I like it a lot, especially now.
Yes.
So I guess that's all we have to say about it. And the main issue with this was the speed dial, believe it or not. that was causing many of the issues. But without further ado, we will go ahead and flick the lever and show you what he does.
The resin knob.
So, you mind if I smoke?
I'm going to give it about 5 seconds so the chamber can fill up again.
As you can see, he moves a lot quicker now. All of the lights work, the static is gone, and he actually smokes like he's being electrocuted.
Oh, I'm not quite done yet. Can you crank me up to medium well?
So I'll activate him again.
Another joke, please. I'm still feeling a little stiff in the old back.
And then there's one more phrase. If you hand me the camera, I'm going to get a very good close-up of the misting feature.
So, you mind if I smoke?
Guess you want to get a close-up on the head and stuff when it's
Oh, I'm not quite done yet. Can you crank me up to medium well?
Okay.
So, you mind if I smoke? Oh, I'm not quite done yet. Can you crank me up to medium well? Another joke, please. I'm still feeling a little stiff in the old back.
Yeah, very, very cool item.
And there's a cap that unscrews, that goes to the chamber where the mist maker is, where you put, just tap water in. And if you unscrew that cap, which we don't have to do in this video, it basically, what it does, it makes the smoke effect come from behind him, and those LEDs in the back of the chair actually light that. But it kind of looks like his butt is on fire.
Yeah.
But it is kind of cool. But with this one, it's like he's being shocked directly.
Yeah.
And it's just a fascinating piece. Now this one is a very early stage prototype. There's actually a couple others I've seen, not for sale in the public really, but like in photos and stuff. And there's a few differences, like the trim around here is solid black. It says 711 right there, like it's his prisoner number. So this is a very early one. Now this one also has head movement, but they didn't program it in, so they probably either just used a random torso, or they were just kind of like, that's kind of pointless. But it is there, and oddly enough, it's not build driven, it's an older mech, so they probably just found the torso just laying around in the factory somewhere.
One thing I remember, does it kind of shake differently if you turn it on while the head is turned this way a bit?
So, you mind if I smoke?
But yeah, he just goes crazy with the shaking, much more of an effect than before.
Totally.
But yeah, guys, that's really all I have to say about it and show you. If you want to see more like up-close details with the chair and the mechanics and how it works, you can go back and look at my earlier video I did on this guy. I also recommend that anyways, just to see how different he is now. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy.